The echoes of fan cheers had barely faded from the Moonhak Stadium in Incheon when Bang Si-hyuk, the visionary founder of HYBE and the man credited with creating the BTS phenomenon, took to social media and private press briefings with one powerful message. Jin's Encore concert performance was not only flawless, but beyond what even I imagined. On the 1st of November 2025, Jin of BTS held a breathtaking encore show as part of his solo Run Seokjin EP tour, a concert that has already generated waves across the global music scene. While fans were celebrating every high note and heartfelt speech, what truly caught the attention of insiders was the candid reaction of Bang Si-hyuk himself. Known for being reserved in public praise, especially regarding the individual paths of BTS members, Bang broke character and possibly tradition by offering a glowing, emotionally charged commendation for Jin. During a backstage meeting and subsequent statement via HYBE's official channels, Bang Si-hyuk expressed, "I always knew Jin had the ability to hold a stadium in his hand, but this was something else. He's mastered his presence, his artistry, his vocals. I was watching a global icon who has turned into a full-fledged musical craftsman." Bang reportedly attended the Encore concert personally, choosing to remain backstage to witness the production and vocal execution up close. Sources close to the label say he was visibly moved during Jin's performance of Moon, followed by the cinematic delivery of Don't Say You Love Me, which recently passed over 600 million streams on Spotify. When Jin hit that bridge note, Bang was overheard saying, "I knew the audience wasn't just hearing a song, they were watching the evolution of a legend." This unprecedented praise is significant, especially given Bang Si-hyuk's long-standing role as both producer and mentor to the BTS members. While each of the seven has received moments of spotlight from Bang, such an elaborate emotional endorsement sets Jin apart. It's not merely recognition, it's a public affirmation of trust, pride, and even awe sentiments that rarely come from the man behind one of the world's largest music empires. The concert itself was a spectacle of music, visuals, and raw connection. Fans were treated to new arrangements of Jin's solo hits and surprise stage effects that reflected his love for storytelling. But insiders suggest that what truly left Bang Si-hyuk awestruck was the way Jin handled the pacing and emotional flow. "Like a seasoned director scoring the final scene of an epic film," he remarked. In an age where K-pop idols are often measured by viral dances and social media metrics, Bang's words placed Jin in a rare category, a performer with genuine legacy potential. And with his recent campaigns for Gucci, his role as global ambassador for Fred Jewelry, and his powerful return post-military service, Jin seems to be writing his own chapter 1 that even his own producer admits is unfolding more magnificently than expected. For ARMY, this moment is more than validation. It's a celebration of a journey that began with an audition photo and a quiet boy from Anyang, now standing center stage under blinding lights, singing not just to fans but to history itself. And for Bang Si-hyuk, the man who discovered Jin, it's a full-circle moment that proves even visionaries can be left speechless. Bang Si-hyuk's reaction didn't just stop at admiration, it sparked a broader conversation across the Korean and American media landscape. Entertainment reporters from outlets like Forbes, Variety, and Rolling Stone began highlighting Jin's Encore concert as a defining moment in his solo era. For many, the unexpected and heartfelt praise from HYBE's founder added a layer of gravitas to an already monumental performance. Some publications even compared the moment to pivotal solo debuts in Western pop history, calling Jin's transition from group idol to solo artist one of the smoothest and most respected in K-pop. Insiders at HYBE revealed that Bang Si-hyuk had been following Jin's solo tour closely but had remained intentionally quiet, perhaps out of respect for Jin's wish to build his solo identity without leaning too heavily on his BTS legacy. However, the Encore concert in Incheon changed everything. The sheer scale of the fan response, the global attention, and the emotional sincerity of the performance reportedly moved Bang to publicly acknowledge Jin's growth. According to close staffers, Bang Si-hyuk reportedly told Jin backstage, "You didn't just deliver a show tonight, you delivered a story the world won't forget." That private moment was later echoed in an official press release from HYBE, which praised Jin's ability to blend emotional depth with global sophistication, pointing to songs like Epiphany, Abyss, and Super Tuna as examples of his unique spectrum. The release also noted that Bang was especially proud of how Jin used the Encore concert to connect with fans who had waited through both the pandemic and military hiatus. What makes this moment even more powerful is Jin's history with Bang Si-hyuk. Unlike some of the other BTS members who came through traditional idol scouting or auditions, Jin was famously streetcast while studying acting. Bang took a chance on him not because he was a trained singer or dancer, but because he saw something deeper, potential. And over the past decade, Jin has quietly but consistently transformed that potential into power, into presence, into pride, not just for BTS, but for Korean music as a whole. As Jin continues to ride the momentum of his solo albums, Happy and Echo, industry experts now speculate that this wave of success may lead to something even bigger. Some suggest that Jin could soon headline major Western festivals or be tapped for exclusive brand partnerships beyond Gucci and Fred. Others believe Bang Si-hyuk's public recognition may signal plans for a larger role for Jin in HYBE's next generation of projects, perhaps even in a production, songwriting, or executive mentorship capacity. For fans, though, the moment is much simpler. Seeing their beloved Jin finally receiving direct praise from the man who shaped BTS's legacy is not just satisfying, it's healing. After years of being affectionately dubbed the underrated member, Jin is now commanding arenas, setting records, and being called an artistic force by one of Korea's most powerful music executives. And Jin? He took it all in stride. During his final encore, he addressed the crowd with misty eyes and his signature smile. "Thank you for trusting me. I've always wanted to make you proud, and I think tonight we did it together." In that instant, fans around the world knew this wasn't just a milestone for Jin. It was a moment where everything came full circle. The boy who once stood quietly in the background is now center stage, being celebrated by the very man who once gave him a chance, now watching in awe as his creation outgrows even the brightest expectations. What followed Bang Si-hyuk's praise was a tidal wave of emotional reactions not just from fans, but from fellow industry professionals who had watched Jin's evolution over the years. Music directors, stylists, and even choreographers from past BTS projects took to social media to share their own anecdotes of working with Jin. A former creative director at HYBE posted, "I remember when Jin stayed late in the studio, practicing his harmonies until 3 a.m. No one saw that grind. But tonight, the world felt it." In forums and trending hashtags like #Jin Encore Legend and #BangPD4Jin, armies compiled the journey clips of Jin's earliest faltering steps as a vocalist, his unassuming humor during chaotic group interviews, and now, the undeniable command he holds over a solo stage. It was no longer just about vocal ability or stage presence, it was about heart, and Jin had poured his entire being into that encore performance. Western media soon chimed in, with Billboard describing Jin's performance as a masterclass in emotional resonance, and The Guardian calling his stage a poetic reclamation of self after years of standing in the collective shadow of a megagroup. But what truly caught attention was how Jin had redefined what it meant to go solo. Not with aggression or rebellion, but with grace, humor, nostalgia, and depth. Even more surprising was how this praise re-energized conversations about HYBE's future direction. Analysts pointed out that Bang Si-hyuk's admiration could be a signal to investors and creatives that the post-military chapter of BTS might be more solo-focused, yet still under a unified artistic vision. Some wondered whether Bang's support could mean Jin might take on creative director roles or be involved in scouting the next generation of idols roles that Jin himself had hinted he was interested in exploring. Meanwhile, Jin himself remained modest. In a short behind-the-scenes clip uploaded to HYBE's official channel, he was seen sitting quietly backstage, sipping water, saying, "I'm happy Bang PD came. I didn't expect him to say that. I almost cried." This vulnerable confession added to the emotional weight of the night. It wasn't just a great performance, it was validation, not just for Jin, but for every quiet soul who ever worked in silence, who ever waited their turn, who ever wondered if they were seen. Bang Si-hyuk's recognition didn't just lift Jin's name, it reminded the world of what makes BTS's story so rare. It's not just about numbers or fame or records broken, it's about belief. A producer's belief in an acting student with no formal music training. A group's belief in their worldwide handsome Hyung who never stopped smiling through exhaustion. And most of all, Jin's belief in himself quiet, unwavering, patient. As the lights dimmed on the encore stage and fans waved their final glow sticks, one thing became clear. The boy from Gwacheon, who once walked into an audition room with a dream, had become the man who walked off stage carrying the heart of an entire generation. And Bang Si-hyuk, arguably one of the most influential forces in modern K-pop, stood among the crowd that night, not just as a producer, but as a fan. A proud witness to the moment Jin truly claimed his legacy.